This week in KZN, we have seen an abundance of kingfish. The offshore fishing is truly remarkable, and we have got some great inland fishing as well. So Rock and Surfside, it is a non-edge show as we can expect at this time of the year. But the main reason I'm down at the Skibo Club is because of the offshore fishing. Guys, the offshore fishing in KZN is truly remarkable at the moment. Well, no matter what species you are targeting, whether it's a game fish or whether it's a bottom feeder, you are going to get it. Now we're going to get into all of it in this week's show, as we usually do. But before we do, huge shout out to our sponsors, Kingfisher and CMH Pinetown. That's where they brands Mitsubishi, Proton, and of course Nissan. Guys, none of these shows could be possible without them, so special thanks to them, and special thanks for them bringing us this content. Now let's start off down the south coast. I just spoke to Adam, and Adam says it's very much a non-edge show. Guys, you are looking at sandies, there are diamonds, there are gray sharks, and that's throughout the whole of the lower south coast area. The weather conditions has been on and off over this past week, as it was over the rest of the coastline. And if you are chasing some edibles, well, the only thing you're going to catch is a bit of shad. Moving further down to Warner Beach, well, Gary has reported a beautiful kingfish of 29 kilos, and apart from that, it's just once again in edible action. Now, if you are moving down to Durban, well, guys, in Durban, it's truly spectacular, and that is the reason why I'm here in front of the Durban Skibo Club. Guys, the fishing out on this stretch of beach over this past week has been a full-on non-edge show. The fish that were coming out were diamonds, honeycombs, sand sharks, gray sharks, so a lot of non-edges. As we move further down the beach towards the more Durban beaches, that's here like your Laguna Beach, Sunkist, Blue Lagoon. There were a fair amount of shad. Now, they weren't the huge ones that we had last week, but there were a fair amount of shad. And on top of that shad, the guys were getting some stumpies and grunter. On the other side of me, we've got the harbor, where the harbor has produced some fish this week, but there weren't huge ones. There were a lot of bites, and those bites were on your grunter and your cob species. Now, moving up to the north coast. Well, on the north coast, it's a full-on non-edge showing. Apart from that kingfish, guys, there's a lot of kingfish that are coming out. These are from your smaller 4 to 5 kilos all the way up to that 30-kilo kingfish. So a fair amount of kingfish coming out, but on top of that, it's diamonds, it's sand sharks, Sinkwazi, Nonoti, Blightdale, even Mtunzini Banks. It has been, in fact, the diamonds has been the biggest catch. It's a ridiculous amount of diamond skates that has come out over this past week. Richards Bay and St. Lucia, yes, once again, obviously non-edge showing, but the highlight in those areas, guys, is certainly the offshore fishing. And that offshore fishing includes your tuna, your kuta, your snook, as well as kingfish. So yeah, Dorado has been coming out this week. They have been not as thick as the week before according to our reports, but you know what, we probably will get a few more reports as the week goes on. If you're looking to fish midlands, well, finally we've got more reports of the bass that has come on the bite. The trout side, more so on the still water side. The river has been a bit on the quieter end, but that scaly action is still going on crazy at the moment. So Sturfontein, Albert Falls, Midlands is your area. Wherever you're fishing in the Midlands, that is where you want to be for that freshwater action. So guys, that is our report for this week. Whether you are fishing north or south, there are non-edibles, there are those edibles that are in between. One thing's for sure, that offshore fishing is on fire at the moment. So if you've got a boat, make sure to get out there. If you do not have a boat, definitely go out and book a charter. But when you're out there, guys, always remember, keep that fishing area tidy, respect your bag limits, and fish for the future.